Previously on Plant Abundance. We've been doing some chop and drop and some weed pulling, and it came to mind that I should probably share with you what I'm doing with all the weeds that we're pulling out of the garden, and that is making a garden weed tea. We got a decent amount of weeds. This is all going to go into the brew. Good morning, my friends. We have a beautiful day ahead of us. Just look at that. Clear blue skies, sun horizon hitting the plants, looking quite beautiful. We're going to start this day off right. We're going to do a bit of fertilization this morning. So it's been a week now since we started this batch of weed tea fertilizer. We harvested a bunch of weeds from our garden, put it in this container here, filled it with some water. And I know this stuff's ready to go because it smells like absolute shit. So I lost the stone that was on top. Finally decided to sink. And you can see how muddy the water looks. And the smell is really starting to get offensive. Yesterday I saw some flies hanging around, and so it's time to use up the tea. So I mentioned before, it's a good idea to strain your weed tea before applying it in the garden, especially if you're using a variety of weeds in your garden that may have some viable seeds. So the way I'm going to do that is I've got this kitchen waste basket that I lined with a 5-gallon paint strainer bag. This makes a good little filter, and I'm just going to be taking out the liquid with this bucket and pouring it through here. Some people ask me, can you dilute this? Should you dilute this? You can absolutely dilute it 10 to 1 even, but you can also apply it directly, so it's really up to you. I use all sorts of different fertilizers, making compost tea, that sort of thing. I don't really need to stretch out this batch, but if I was in a situation where I needed to get the most out of my fertilizer, then definitely stretch it out if you want to and add some water there. Now the number one thing is I don't want to get any of this on me, so I got my gloves. I'll just be careful not to splash it up on me. Oh, perfect. of what we originally put in there bulk-wise. And we extracted all those soluble nutrients from the weeds. This can go into the green waste, or you can just allow it to dry out and just allow it to rot a little bit before you put it into the compost in case there's any viable seeds. We got a lot of fertilizer out of that. I fertilized a lot of trees, a lot of plants. You can see some of the sludge that was left behind. So I'm just going to hose this stuff out, put it away for another day, and we'll keep on gardening.